Hello, hello, gang. How are you guys doing? How's my audio and how's the music? What up, Ronji? What's going on, Ron? Almond, Big Boy Trading. Excellent. Susan, what's going on? Hello, hello. Alex. GA. Ramirez. Geo. What up, what up? Preppy, what's going on, man? Ryan. JTP. Amber, what's going on? Night Owl, hello, hello. Josh, what up, man? Nah, I didn't go to Ottawa today. I'm on. I actually went to Alberta today. But I did just get back, actually. I got back like an hour ago. Mario, what's going on? Sadiqui. What up, Mr. Papa? KG. SCNG, what up, man? Johan. Renati, Rasta Pasta, what up, gang? Kamya, good to see you again, brother. Doing good, man. Keki, hello, hello. What's going on, Ryan? Ryan, I do both. I do both, my friend. What's going on, Jake? Thanks, Kamya. Thanks, Kamya. It's a little bit of a slower month for me, but you know what? Still some decent results, all things considered, so no complaints here. Chilean, what's going on, man? I see Ronji's got a bodyguard too. What up, what up? What's up, Kevin? Yeah, earlier, if you were looking at the old screen earlier, that was the future forecaster indicator. Yeah, that's right. Angela, what up, man? Renati, what news, man? What news? Is there news coming in? Ronji, was Ronji on fire today, man? I literally got home not too long ago, man. Ron, man, you were on a killer stream today, huh? What did we end up taking with Ron today? Doing good, man. Doing good. We got Ron's bodyguard in here, and we got my bodyguard in here. What up, man? Interesting to see if we bounce here, man. You're on oil, eh? You and longs, I presume, then? Crazy. Crazy. Hey, Yush, what's going on, man? Fair enough, Ron. Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, the chart doesn't look too attractive to me today. I'm gonna go through the chart review in a bit, guys. But as usual, I'm gonna give it a bit. We'll get started here in about like 9 minutes. 9 minutes, and we'll go through the chart review of the NQ and gold as I usually do. Amber, do you need me to change up the music? What are you thinking, man? I don't want to put y'all to sleep. What's going on, Vernetti? Jake, I don't know. It was from a few streams ago. I've got a bodyguard, and it seems that Ron also has a bodyguard. Yeah, I am OA. Yeah, I can touch on it a little bit right now because I mean I'm not doing the chart review just yet. But the FF indicator, I would best way to describe it is that it's like a trend tracker. You know, it's a trend tracker, so kind of just speaks like there are a lot of different correlations. I kind of look at the indicator kind of like a Swiss Army knife. Personally, for me, I only use a few elements of it. Like I use the trigger line and the major trend line mainly, and then I just usually have the trend tracker cloud at the bottom right hand side. It just kind of adds this nice confluence. If it's your, I don't know if you've been on the stream before. Apologies if you have been. Just trying to remember everyone's usernames here. But generally for me, I trade price action, levels and market structure and all that. And generally I use indicators as the additional conviction. So what often I like to use the FF indicator for is that if I'm looking for a certain setup, call it a short setup or a long setup, and it just so happens to kind of play out as well, then I'd be open to using the trade setup for that, right? So I'll give you an example here, right? Like the short trade here was a very good example of this right now. So I'll just kind of zoom in here on the 2-minute time frame on the FF indicator. Like you can see here that we held beneath the major trend line here, and then afterwards when we came down, we kind of broke beneath the trigger line, and then we held beneath the trigger line, and from there on out, we basically had a nice short move to the downside from there. Obviously, I'm not going to say I expected how big it was going to go down, but that's an example of kind of how I would leverage that. And then the trend tracker at the bottom right-hand side kind of just provides you a little bit of understanding of like if there's extra additional confluence and what have you, right? So that's just a little quick example of it. I'm not the best guy to go over it. I'm not the creator of the indicator, nor am I an expert in any way, but that's just personally how I like to leverage it in conjunction with my trading. Yeah, gold's tagging. We rejected off the 45.15 area here, and now we kind of sank all the way back down. We're at my channel area, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on. I think we can get a little bit of a retracement back up if we go lower. I don't know if we're going to keep melting down or not. NQ longs would have been good. I know I sent up the forecaster earlier, and you guys probably saw me look like I was going to take an entry. I held back because I knew I was going to do a chart review right now, and I didn't really want to manage a trade while I'm talking to you guys. So I'll just leave that track forecaster here just so that you guys can get a sense of a setup that we could have taken here. What up, Mickey? And no, big boy. Yeah, sorry. I guess I just answered your question without realizing it. No, I didn't enter it, man. I was going to, though. I just usually when I'm going right into the chart review, I don't really want to manage the trade, so I left it there for y'all. What's going on, Robot? No, Alex, no. What up, 9 Plus? Vintage based. Quick question. I have 50K Apex PA, one of 7 funded accounts, and I'm trying to figure out if I actually blew it. I had built the account up to around 56.8K, hit the 3K daily loss limit one day, and got locked. You should be still around. Let's see. Then, unfortunately, went on tilt and lost another 2K the following day. Account is sitting around 51.7 now. Losses weren't all in one day. I built a decent buffer before giving some back. Do you know if that account would be considered blown or would it just get downgraded to a lower level? Technically speaking, once you hit about the buffer, your 50K spot would become your baseline. So vintage, if you hit beneath, if you have 50,000 on your, like, back to your 50,000 of balance, then your account's blown. As far as I'm concerned, if you're still at 51.7, then you still have a balance. Vernati, no, it is a paid indicator, the FF indicator. It's a private one. It's called Future Forecaster. It's in my link tree as well on Instagram. Just pop my Instagram there for you guys. Nice, nice, nice. Hold this trade for hours and it edged my stop loss. Thank God. Ahmed, are you in shorts for gold or are you in longs for NQ? Johan, in terms of risking per trade, it depends on your prop account. So for a 50K account, I think a healthy amount would be risking 200 bucks per trade. Gives you 10 bullets in the chamber. That's kind of usually what I would recommend. It's 10:12 right now. We'll get started on the trade review in just a little bit, guys. Welcome to Project 365, by the way, for some of you guys as you guys are rolling in. I'm seeing some names I haven't seen before, at least not in the chat I've never seen before. So if you guys are new, welcome. My name's Alan. I am the pre-London host. I go by the name of Azheng Trades, previously known as Uchiha Trades. And yeah, I usually am always streaming from 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time till midnight. I just take after Mr. Ranji. Ranji just streams right before me. And yeah, we're here to chat, man. We're here to educate. We're here to chat charts, chat life, whatever it is you guys want to talk about. I have one of the slower sessions, so I'm usually more than happy to kind of talk to you guys, answer questions along the way, that type of deal. So feel free to ask any questions you guys want to. Yeah, Josh, you can try it for 10 days for free. If I miss my entry, should I go in the trade again? Or if I don't get a chance to no trade for that day? Kamya, so if I would say that if you definitely missed your setup, I wouldn't recommend chasing it. I know some people will say like, okay, well, what if I want to enter let's say hypothetically, I want to enter in at 30,000, right? And it goes to 30,010, and then it comes back to 30,000, and you say, Alan, it's technically back to the spot I would have wanted to enter at. That is completely and subjectively up to you if you still want to go into that. I personally don't like to build a habit of hopping into a trade once I miss the initial trigger. And the only reason why I say that is because I find that it then almost creates and justifies a, you know, you're justifying a permission for you to do that again next time. And I don't think that's a great idea. So anyways, that'd be my reason as to why I wouldn't do that. But completely up to you, my friend. That'd be my opinion. I guess kind of take that for what you will. What up, Chris? Jazza, what up, what up? Farhad, what up, what up? Oh, Kwan, good to see you, man. And hey, all good. No pressure to hop in the chat if not needed, man. Just a lot of times I do engage with you guys a lot in the chat, so that's how I usually recognize who's been on the stream lots. Thanks, 1 HP, man. Appreciate it. Zontana, I think you maybe just missed it. I will, in about 2 minutes, I'm going to go through what Project 365 is one more time. I'll do the proper intro, and then I'm going to get right into the nitty-gritty details. I'm going to conduct the chart review on NQ and gold. So give me a minute, guys. And I know before anyone asks, I'm not doing any eating today. I'm actually like pretty exhausted from my travel today. I've literally been on a plane and back all day today, so I'm just staying hydrated. I got some coconut water. Just staying hydrated. It's my thing right now. Johan, no, I don't go break even. I accept my risk. The only time I ever go break even is if I take a position and I've trimmed off the majority of it and I've got runners and structurally it made sense for me to go break even, then sure. But otherwise, I don't do break even. Sharel Pizzotti. By the way, hopefully I'm not butchering your name. Sharel. Is it Sharel? Sharel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I think I'm good for the car part. I'm gonna most likely pick up my car on Thursday. So I found the happy medium of a car that I can still stick shift with. Fits my family. It's tunable, right? Reliable. So yeah, looking Thursday is most likely when I'm gonna pick it up. Devon, good morning, my friend. Gang, gang. Jameezy. Yeah, man, 100%. I agree with you, man. That's kind of my point, right? Like, I personally don't feel great about chasing. It just kind of messes with your head. Build bad habits, essentially what it does, right? Thanks, Ron. Yeah, man, I wouldn't give up for the world, man. If I did not show up to a stream, you know something happened to me, man. Good evening, Pete. James. Oh, you're across the street. I'm actually, you're not too far from me for sure then if you're in North Van. What up, what up? AJ. I don't know, JTP. Should I really, do I talk about the car now or do I wait until I actually pick up the car? It's nothing crazy. I didn't get any like supercar or anything like that. I mean, again, like I said, this is supposed to be a fun car, but fitting for the family. And the reality is that kind of limits you to what you can and cannot get. I know a lot of you guys really wanted me to hop into like an M4, but to be honest, the ordering of how long it would take for me to even get a car would take too long for it to work. Because I'm actually, if everything goes well with the move, I'll be moving to the new city in the next 3 months. And so that doesn't give me a lot of time to pick up a car if that's the case. So yeah, we'll see, man. Awesome, Sherelle. Love it. It's true, Ron. It's true. Hey, Josh, you can reach out to me on Instagram, or if you got me in Discord already, you can reach out to me in Discord as well. I can kind of walk you through the details later on off stream. What's good, AXP? JTP, yeah, no Lambo, man, no Lambo. It's not stick shift, so actually, it's true. Like, I would probably never own a Lambo, even if I was worth billions, I wouldn't go for it. I like my stick shift, to be honest. And if I wanted to go for paddle shifters, there are other cars I would go. I'm actually more of a Ferrari guy more than I am a Lambo guy. And we're just talking hypotheticals. That's even assuming I would ever want to own a supercar. Jiraiya, man, I appreciate it, man. Hopefully you've been able to find Project 365 helpful. Trade Passion, what up? Mickey, you know what? I have a philosophy when it comes to copy trading, and I'm going to answer that question, and then I'm going to hop right into the chart review. So it was a great question that was asked. How come I don't copy trade for scalability so I can make more? My logic in trading has always been risk before reward. So I know my mentals can't stomach losses that are larger than I'm willing to digest, right? And so very similar to when we talk about sizing NQs and MNQs, I personally find that if I'm sizing if I have too many contracts, because you might say, oh, well, Alan, you know, if you're just sizing one contract and you're just scaling it across 20 accounts, what's the big deal? It's still one contract. And yes, you may be right. But for me, I just know mentally that when I see that I've basically shot 20 bullets all in one trade, it just does something to me personally. Again, obviously to each their own. I have plenty of students that do exceptionally well with copy trading. It's just a personality preference thing. I don't like copy trading. I find that it brings out the worst in me. I find that when I lose when I copy trade, that I have a harder time accepting the loss. Like, it's kind of crazy, but I could literally take 3 minis right now and lose 3 minis, but I would digest that better than if I had like 5 accounts with 1 mini. I know you probably think it's crazy, but I just think that every single account acts as a bullet in the chamber for me. And so if I spend it all in one shot of the trade, it just doesn't bode well with me. Again, personal opinion. Like, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted about one of my students. He's been on fire lately too. I mean, he copy trades, and he copy trades all of his Lucid accounts, Tradify accounts, and that's how he's racking those like 10K, 20K payouts too, right? And so I agree. Don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of successful traders out there doing that, right? Just personally not my cup of tea. That's all it really is. Yeah. And hey, you know what? I'll answer any questions after Mickey's question there. I will dive into this a lot more. I'm going to go through the chart review first. I owe you guys that. I know you guys are patiently waiting for the chart review. So I'm going to go through that, and then I'm going to dive into all the questions you guys have. And for those, again, I'm going to do the proper introduction now. Welcome to Project 365. My name is Alan, Azheng Trades, previously known as Uchiha Trades. I am the pre-London host for Project 365. There are 5 of us that actually do this. Ron Giga's right before me. Jake Ricci is during the New York session open, and Lamelli and Mitch, Gamma Mitch, does the power hour. And so we are here 5 days a week, 10 hours a day, sometimes even a little bit more than that. And we're here really just to share our journey, share trading, talk trading. And honestly, during my sessions, we can talk about anything we want, to be honest, just because I have the time to. I have one of the slower sessions, and I'm all for that, right? I'm here hopefully to be able to provide you guys some insight and some thought points, and maybe even give you guys a little bit of conviction and confidence in what you're already doing today in the markets, right? And with that, I thank you guys for tuning in right now. I'm going to hop right into the trade review. I'm going to go over NQ, and then I'm going to go over gold. As usual, those who have been following for long will know what I'll do is I'll talk about the NQ. I'll go through the different time frames, but I'm also going to talk about how could we have traded this asset NQ coming from our last stream, because every single stream we talk about things we're looking at, areas we're looking at, and what we want to see happen. So even though we hop off the stream, we hope that we can take some of that insight and trade it into the London session, the New York session, and so on. Those who've been watching for long enough will also know that these do end up working out quite well, quite often. So anyways, we're going to dive right into this. So let's take a look at the NQ right now. I know first question you're going to ask me is, if you're hopping on right now, Alan, are you in a trade? No, I'm not. If I was in a trade, you would see the active order. I always show that, my entry, my exits, all of it, okay? When we were hopping on the stream, I know you guys saw it. I had set up the contract and everything, and I was getting ready. I gave up on the trade because I knew I was going to go through reviews and stuff, and I didn't want to be distracted managing a trade while I'm talking to you guys. So I don't mind it. I'll hop into a trade later on if I need to. And I always say with you guys that for me, when it comes to trading, I don't mind missing setups. If I can provide some good education, some good call outs that you guys can capitalize on, which I know many of you guys have in many of the streams, I'm more than happy. I usually trade the Asia session anyways, right? So usually during Ron G streams, that's usually what I'm trading anyway. So it's not a big deal for me, all things considered. So just diving right into this right now, let's go into the larger time frame as always. Nothing new here, continuing the strong trend that we're on. For all you guys maybe learning and trading for the first time, don't get caught up. Stop trying to fight the trend. There's that quote and saying, and I can't remember, so I don't want to butcher it. Essentially, basically means don't fight the freaking trend, because the market can move longer and stronger than you can be solvent. I think something like that along the ways. You basically don't want to get stuck fighting this trend. Your friend is your trend. The trend is your friend. Sorry. And you know what? One of the things I'll say while we're kind of looking at this weekly bar, I mean, if you take a look at this, imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For the past 10 weeks, if you've been trying to short this, you have lost everything you probably have made just by trying to short this. And so, one of the tidbits that I'll share here, from a psychological standpoint, is that I think it's very crazy the things that we do in our brain. We're always looking to catch those trend trades. And when we're stuck in a range, we're bashing our heads, wondering why the trend won't follow through, but we're in ranging markets. When we finally get the trend we've all been waiting for, what do? We start asking ourselves, well, it can't keep going, right? And then we start trying to reverse it. So when you think about the logic of that, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You're looking for a trend in a ranging market, so you get wrecked by the ranging markets. You finally get the trend that you've been looking for, and what do? You try to counter the trend. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right, guys? So we're in this situation, we're in these trending markets. Don't fight the trend. And this is where a lot of times for me, myself, I look at this and I think to myself, you know what? If I'm going to counter trend, I'm okay doing it, but I got to manage my expectations, right? I'm not going to expect large moves when I short. I'll expect, maybe 1, 1.5. You're stretching if you're shooting for 2R. If I'm looking for longs, I'm definitely more happy to pull for more than that. Okay. So just kind of my 2 cents on that as I kind of dive into this. Daily time frame wise, we're continuing this big trend up. No new news here. We came down, we tested the lows, and it looks like we're trying to continue to push higher. We've been setting new all-time highs every single day this week so far. So very strong, nevertheless, right? coming into the session on the hourly time frame, this is where we get a little bit tricky right now. You know, the last hourly close doesn't make me think bearish, doesn't make me think bullish. You know, I would look at that and think like, oh, you know, is this a potential signal for us to make a bigger pull down further before we continue the move up? That's what I'm kind of thinking about on the hourly. Now, this current hourly candle is obviously pushing fairly strong, but nevertheless, you know, I think that naturally, if I didn't see this current candle, I would have thought that, hey, you know what, maybe we're going to go lower. And we did get a nice push down, and it looks like maybe that was the push down we needed before we retrace back up. And that could be what's setting us up to where we are now, that big pull down into the channel that I kind of just referenced, right? Now, kind of going into the day beforehand. So let's go into the session that we had yesterday, and let's talk about that for a bit, right? As you guys know, I caught 2 long trades yesterday here. I caught the higher low that we had set up here. I caught my longs here with 2 contracts for about 1.5 R. And then later on, I came in again, I caught another higher low. And that was the one that you saw within the first 5-10 minutes of the stream. I hit my target and I walked away. That was about a 5 R trade when I got about 66-70 points on the long trade. And that was taking this nice, again, higher low setup that we had. This weird wick, actually, although it showed up on the chart, it never did anything. I had a stop loss and it didn't do anything to it. So, I mean, thankfully for me, it didn't. But it did. It moved all the way back up. So, anyways, I was happy about that. And then I never really traded, I don't think, right? No, I didn't think any other trades after that. I think I just chatted with you guys for the remainder of the day. But I did tell you that I was looking for us to come back into this Globex 3544 and this green line. I said I would look for a short. So after we got off stream, this was actually a nice little short trade that you could have taken. And remember what, like I said, right? I'm looking for 1.5 R. And you think about this rejection here, we did kind of get that opportunity. You can see here the pull down did offer us about a nice 1.5 R trade right there. And that was the trade that I was talking about the entire time when you guys were saying, Alan, why don't you hop in along? I didn't want to chase any of this. I said that I already got out. I got my 5 R trade. I'm happy. I don't want to re-enter with something else. I don't want to chase it, right? I was really happy with that already. So instead, I kind of went at this and said, you know what? I'm going to try to short trade this instead, right? I'll wait until we come up here and then I will short. And so this, again, I don't think I took this trade last night. I don't think so. I have to look back. I'm like, last night's a blur to me now, but I don't think I took this trade. But this was the one that I was kind of waiting for. So this offered a nice 1 to 1.5 R. Even if you didn't catch the initial, if you took the lower high, I think there was still a nice 1 R potential here. Yeah, there was about a 1 R right there. Still a nice 1 R trade. Nevertheless, right? You can see here later on in the day, we started to range. So the rest of the session actually leading into New York was quite abysmal. We kind of arranged throughout the whole period here up until we got into the New York Open. And do you guys remember this green line, guys? I know some of you guys from last time were like, well, for a refresher for you guys, the green line was just a point of interest on the chart from 2 streams ago. If you guys remember that, from 2 streams ago, I said that was an interesting range spot I want to watch for. So you can see there in the pre-market coming into New York, it ended up becoming a wall for us. So you probably could have double topped the short during the pre-market. And if you didn't, I don't like trading right off the opening print, but you can see here that we did end up shorting all the way down pretty much around that green line spot area. Now, again, like I said, I would not have taken that trade. That's just not my cup of tea. I don't like trading right off the open like that. I think the pre-market was much cleaner than the New York Open. I was on Jake Ricci's stream in the early morning. I was actually at the airport watching him. I saw that he nailed his $150 that he needed on his account to get his payout. I think that's what he was looking for. I know he caught a little bit of a long here on this retracement. And then I think later on, he caught the long to catch this move up as well, if I remember correctly. But this was also a really nice move. We obviously ended up holding around the VWAP area, giving us a nice big move up to the upside here, right? You can also see here that this green line that I mentioned again, we talk about that green line again, right? And the New York opening print ended up acting as a nice higher low retest here. So if you join in later on in the session, that was a nice higher low signal for us to take longs, and that led us to create the new all-time high that we experienced, right? So you can see in the later periods we achieved that, right? So overall, you know, again, what we talked about in the prior stream presented itself again today. Now coming into today's session, we opened up and off of Globex here, and pretty much after we kind of melted back beneath VWAP and we respected and held below, that sent us down. I think this is one of those trades where if you're taking it because you know, you're believing that we're gonna have some sort of a pullback before we make a bigger move up. And if you remember looking at that daily time frame that we had earlier, that daily time frame gave us that retracement down, and we essentially tagged the near lows again of the prior day before we continue to move back up again, which is kind of what we're experiencing here right now. So again, this blue line here at 36.93, this was the all-time high before, which for me, I always reference it. I like to reference the all-time highs as a point of reference. I know earlier, I think someone in the chat had asked the question about the dotted line here. The yellow dotted line here is the 200 EMA. That's what it is. And then the yellow solid line here is the VWAP. So that's us coming into today. Now, when we take a look at the overall chart right now, I'm obviously looking for us to kind of play within the ranges. I'm looking for this channel and this blue line here to be kind of the level of support for us to long off of, right? Other than that, if we end up breaking beneath this, then I would be looking to see if we come back down and test the 36.38 level, or maybe even come back down and test the 35.57 spot, which we kind of already did earlier on off the open. So maybe we come back down and test that again. I don't know. Those are just kind of a few different thesis points that I'm looking for. I generally like to watch break and retests, so we'll see what we do here. You know, shorting when we're above VWAP is kind of dicey, especially when we have this area of channel that I have. So I don't know if I would really do that on the NQ right now, but that's kind of the run through on the NQ. I'm just going to catch up in the chat here because I know some questions kind of came through, and I'm going to dive into the gold chart really quickly here. Give me a second, okay, guys? Pete, thanks for offering, bro. You gonna help me move, brother? How did I get to where I am, Serpent God? I mean, I started 5 years ago in Stock Market Wolf's Discord, and then I obviously kind of knew of Jake at the time and moved over to Jake Ricci's Discord when I wanted to learn options because I know he was the options guy. And honestly, kind of the rest was history. I'm a business professional, and I was a corporate leadership individual before as well. So I've already created some level of success in my life professionally well before I established day trading in my life. I've been in a long-term investor, kind of almost like even a swing trader in some cases for like small cap stock or blue chip stocks and what have you. But I didn't really start day trading really until 5 years ago. Questions going to come up all the time, so I'm going to say it now. People always ask, how long have you been, when did you get profitable? How long does it take? It's subjective. Every trader's gonna be different, so I think it's almost irrelevant for me to tell you when I got profitable. The reality is, out of fluke, I was profitable in year 1, and I say fluke because I didn't really know what I was doing when I first started this journey, right? But I was profitable because I was green every year, right? But I didn't really say I couldn't really truly say profitable until about year 3. Because that's essentially when I really understood and had a good footing of what I was doing. And last year, 2025, was my record-breaking year. If you've seen it on my YouTube, I've talked about it before. That's where my last year was a record-breaking year, both on futures and on options. And I think that for me, the impressive thing about my option success is that I only traded 4 months of the year last year in options, and yet I broke my options trading record, and that was only in 4 months of trading. And I honestly owe all of my journaling backtesting that I did with prop firms and futures. So that's why I'm always a strong believer that everything that we do in futures kind of prepares you from understanding how to read price action and all that on a lower risk because you're using prop firm money. So then later on, when you use your live capital, you're that much more set up, right? So anyway, that's kind of my summary of life. Do you mark Globex first minute opening price? Yes, that's what Globex opening print is for me. The moment we open, I mark that candle. What up, Careful? Big boy, I will go into the old cars and restoring of those old vehicles. That's going to be in my near future. It's actually going to be something that I'm going to hope to do with my kid when my kid gets older. I'm definitely going to want to restore some of the JDM cars that I grew up loving. Anna, you can find the future forecaster in my Instagram. It's actually in my link tree there. Along the Discord as well for rate trades, which I'll also kind of just type here for you guys. Michael Lim, yeah, that's right. I rotate accounts. I just go from one account to the next account. And to be honest, some days I don't actually even go through any of my accounts because if it's too busy, then it's too busy. I don't get through it. Just go into the chat here, guys. Yeah, Mon, managing is more so just being able to watch what it's doing, because sometimes when a trade, let's just say like it literally misses me by like a tick, depending on what the candle is doing when I miss my target, it may decide whether or not I might just manually close the trade, because I don't want to be a prick for a tick, right? So that's the reason why I mean by like manually. Oh, sorry. That's what I mean by managing it. Oh, the DJ crime. Thank you for putting that quote in. That was the one I was looking for. The market can be more irrational than you can be solvent. That's right. This is still funny. The trend is my friend. That's right, Mikey. That's right. My bodyguard. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, Jake is a beast, man. He makes 10K. He makes 10Ks for breakfast. Jeremy, the zone, they're just channels. They're channels, please. So basically kind of spots of interest on the chart. Gold is dumping. I will flip over to gold. What is gold doing? Gold's dumping. Gold is still dumping, huh? Holding that channel right now. But yeah, looks like we want to keep moving down. Looks like we want to keep moving down. That's a nice bounce off the channel here. The colored dots next to the ticker symbol on Tradeovate serve what purpose? The dot. I don't use Tradeovate by itself, so I don't know actually. Let me check. Give me a second here. Tradeovate dotted line. I'm not too sure what you're referring to. Yeah, I'm not too sure what you're referring to, my friend. Yeah, my kiddos will learn for sure. Oh, thanks, Dave. I appreciate it, man. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I like my JDM. It's where I started, man. I learned how to drive standard and an EK9 B18 C7 motor swap. It was a fun car. Oh, is that what he's referring to? Then yeah, the dotted line is the 200 EMA. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Nice. R35 GTRs. They're fun, man. Little Godzillas. Little Godzillas. They're so expensive, though, man. They started getting marked up so much, especially during the period of the, whatchamacallit? I'm drawing a blank here. Tariffs. Tariffs. When the tariffs hit, man, holy crap. Those cars cost so much in Canada, and they went up so much. The R35s are still very fun cars, and I'm not saying this just because of Fast and Furious, but it's definitely in my bucket list to build and restore an R34 Skyline, just because I love the stick shift. All right, with that, I'm going to hop into now the gold trade review. I just realized, did I not copy this thing over earlier? Give me a second here. Let's see. I usually have that message on all charts. I did not do it. Silly me. Silly me. I always want to copy this over so that no matter what chart I'm on, you guys know what the assignment is. All right, let's talk about gold. Y'all know already that I've been a big old bear when it has come to gold. So let's chat about that. I actually had noted to a few of my cohort guys that I was looking for shorts beneath 45.15, and we've held nicely here. I obviously didn't take it because coming home from my plane ride, I would say trading was not my top priority, but that was clearly a very nice rejection off that area, which was beautiful to see that. We're going to go into the larger time frames as usual. Let's see what we do in here. Oh, I did have it. Okay, that's where it was. I was wondering where it was. Okay, well, I'm going to delete these ones. All right, so the weekly time frame. If you guys remember what I said the last stream, I said that because of this weekly failed to go lower, I do think that we have the ability to potentially go higher. And when we were talking about that last stream, we had this shadow of a wick that had been filled up. It was actually just a wick, and it looked like we were trying to push higher, but it looks like pressure is holding down right now. So we're still pushing lower at this point, and that's on the weekly time frame. So anything can happen still. I mean, maybe we still try to retag down here. Down in the 4,400 area, that maybe that's a possibility, but we'll see. It's not very clear. It's weak, but it's not clear. I can see we still have a few days left of the week where we can still fulfill that weekly trigger to the upside. We'll see. On the daily time frame as well, you can kind of see here, we're kind of testing the lows here. This channel spot is pretty important. If we lose this, then I do think we have the opportunity to make probably another 20 points lower on gold from here out based on this daily time frame. Again, this is not as rangy as up here, right? When I was talking about if you guys remember from like a few weeks back, I was talking about the daily range and I was looking for the breakdown. Then we finally got the breakdown on the gold trades, right? Now we're kind of like hovering here again. So like you probably have a very good opportunity to take your swings up and down on gold, because again, when gold moves, it moves, which is the reason why I also definitely recommend that you size accordingly, because you can get quite a solid trend move on gold when it starts to move. Even though on the daily time frame it looks like it's ranging, they do offer nice trend moves within. Now, kind of very similar to what I mentioned about the NQ, but this is definitely a much stronger hourly sell trigger. But we had a very strong hourly bearish candle that we rejected, that 4515 area that I spoke about. Now putting that in, we're kind of following through on that hourly trigger. Will we keep going lower? I don't know, obviously, but right now it's looking like we could keep going lower based on this larger time frame here. And based on this right now, we held earlier that this we held the channel for a bounce, but it looks like we're putting a lower high here. Maybe we might sink a little bit lower here. I don't know if we will or not. I mean, the risk to reward here, if we were to take a trade, we could risk about what, 5 points. If you would go for 1 point, go for about 2R would be about here, which I think would be really reasonable of a short trade, especially if we're thinking that we can make our move down for lower. This is a very key channel of support, though. You can see that over the course of the Asia session, we've held this quite a bit. Now, although we have set a new Asia low at this point in time, which kind of makes you think that maybe we do have the possibility to get some follow through here. It is a very strong support spot to watch, right? So just my 2 cents on that right now. But yeah, as far as gold goes, gold, I'm definitely much more bearish. I have the inverse effect here, where like if I'm going for gold longs, I probably shoot for a small R multiple. But if I'm going for gold short, then I'll shoot for a large R multiple, because I'm more bearish on gold and I'm more bullish on NQ. Sorry about that. Just reading the chat. Do you use the same trading system as Jake? The mastermind that is in Jake's Discord that you can take advantage of is actually the foundation to my trading. I learned a lot about like momentum trading and that type of stuff during the Stock Market World Discord. But the way that I view the market foundationally has started with Jake Ricci. I've evolved my trading since then, as many of us hosts have, because obviously once we find something that works, we refine it to what works best for us, obviously, as traders. So yeah, I would say it's quite similar, though, quite similar. 44, good morning. What do you got? Coffee? No, I just got water. This is just regular water and not coconut water. I just need to stay hydrated. When I travel, I'm very guilty of not hydrating myself well enough. So yes, big. No problem, Sai. Yeah. We'll see what gold does, but gold, like I said, is trying to hold that channel spot. Oops, I don't know why I did that. Sorry. Stay here on this. Go back to NQ over here. Yeah, this is not great price action for me to trade. I don't mind trading the range, but when the range is this tight, it's not even worth me taking a trigger on anything. You're basically like taking triggers on like very tight time frames, which I don't prefer doing if it's like this. So yeah, personally, I'm not interested in trading the NQ. Not right now. We'll have to wait. This is the tough part about trading to you guys. Like, more often than not, you're really just waiting. You're sitting and waiting for a setup to present itself and take it. Sometimes you can sit at a screen for 2 hours and there's no trade, and that's honestly totally okay. How to avoid cutting winners too early in the trade. Secondly, how do I manage risk in a bad trade? So, you know, philanthropist. Yeah, I mean, I think I would say my answer to those are kind of two in the same. We talk about avoid cutting winners. Again, if it's your setup, then let it play out. It is, well, like you have to ask yourself, why are you micromanaging the trade, right? Is it because of the P&L fluctuation, or is it there are a lot of insecurities and doubt about your trading? A lot of it comes from building confidence as a trader, and that can only come through the form of journaling, reps on the market. That's pretty much where it comes from. In the same regard, when you talk about managing bad trades, I mean, it depends on how do you define a bad trade. I think there's this there's this false pretense thought of a bad trade is a losing trade, and that's not true. A good trade can still be a losing trade. If you followed all your rules and you lost, that's still a good trade. You respected the trade, you allowed it to play out, it's a good trade. I think that's where it's hard to correlate. I talk about this a lot in a lot of the streams, and that's the direct correlation between professional, personal life to trading. Life has groomed you from birth to think of life in a very linear path, and trading is not linear. And when we talk about that topic of winners and losers, well, you're taught in school that when you get an answer wrong, you failed. Well, in reality, in trading, that's not the case. If you did all the right steps to get to the conclusion, and the conclusion just so happened to not be right in this case, you didn't fail. You followed your path, you followed your rules. And that's where academic grading systems in our school system almost kind of builds that thought process into our mind that hurts us in trading. And that's the same thing with our work life, right? Usually you clock into work and you're supposed to start working right away. If you clocked into work and you just stood there, you're probably going to lose your job. Your boss is going to fire you. In trading, that's very different. When you set up your broker and you log in and you don't take a trade, that's okay. That's okay. And I think that's the part that's very hard to be able to coincide between the two. I think where that my edge in learning this side of things has been the fact that I've been an entrepreneur for a while now. And I know that in entrepreneurship, some days are going to be slower days and some days are going to be bigger days. And it's about being able to understand how to go about that. I think one of the topics I talked about last stream, it was either last stream or the stream before that, I talked about sales, how being a salesperson is very similar to trading. You can knock on every single door and all you need is one person to say yes for you to make your sales quota, right? Trading's the same thing. Sometimes just being able to put reps and manage your risk appropriately, but then when you finally get your winner, it wipes out the losses, right? And so a lot of times, I think for many of us, we do the inverse of that, right? We move our stop losses, we size into our losers. Those are all things that are really bad behaviors and bad habits. And when we pick those up, it's really hard to shake them off. If you follow me on Instagram already, you will know one of the student testimonials that I shared on my Instagram. It's been a while now. It's been a few months now. She was a trader. When she started with me, she knew nothing about trading. She didn't know what an NQ was. She didn't know what trading view was. She didn't know anything. And after 9 months, well, technically not 9 months, she got her beginner's luck, I guess you could say. Within her first 4 or 5 months, she got a payout. And then after 9 months, she got another payout again on her own as well, right? So this is a person who's never traded before, ever. And although she beat herself up a lot, I often say to her, for you to be able to make multiple payouts 9 months into trading is actually quite unbelievable. You might feel like a failure, and that's why I think mentorships are important. And that's why I always talk about why I love mentoring people, because if there's no one telling you if you're doing the right thing when you are doing the right thing, you'll often deviate from that path and you'll start doing things that are actually going to be counterintuitive to the right thing. So there you are, you have a student that's never traded in their life, and they're sitting there telling me, Alan, I feel like a failure. Why do I suck? And I'm like, you've been trading for 9 months and you've gotten 2 payouts. Go talk in Discord communities and ask them right now, how long have they been trading, and how long they have still not been able to hit that payout. And they're like, yeah, but I still feel so shitty. I'm like, I'm just saying, there's a lot worse out there, right? And it's that mentality, right? It is absolutely the mentality of like, we're all in our own race, and how we measure success in trading is just going to be quite different in that regard. So I can go on a big keynote speech on this topic because it's a lot about psychology and all of that stuff, right? And this is my area of expertise. It's a big part of why I was successful in my corporate and the entrepreneurial world, because not only am I very tactical and strategic and analytical in how I read finances and business and all that stuff, but the way that I also have a strong understanding of the human psychology, plays into a big factor of how I'm able to do the things that I do as well. So anyways, just kind of my 2 cents on the topic there. 100% big boy. What has helped me with this lowering my expectation of home run and aiming for something like a previous high or low, and then the content I'm referring to cutting winners in early comment. Yeah, Oscar. Yeah, 100%, man. I know sometimes people ask, like, how do I know when to cut it? It's like, well, you should technically have a kind of a structured plan of like where you want to take your entries and your exits, right? So thanks, Serpent God. I appreciate that, man. See, right, guy, you know what I'm talking about, man. Like, it's crazy, right? It's tough. It's a tough gig. I think that's why it's important to be able to manage our risk accordingly. Because if we don't manage our risk accordingly, then a year for you versus a year for someone else could look a lot worse, actually. Because if you're dumping the kitchen sink at it, then you're going to burn through a lot more capital than the guy who's taking their time and pacing themselves in their year's journey. Yeah, I think Benji, man, that's why I always say don't feel bad, man, because I think a lot of people are going through this, man. At Philanthropist, no problem, man. I'm very new to this. I had a funny question. How do you get payouts from prop firms when they are in simulation mode? If you're not making actual profits, why do they give you a payout? So Lisa, the hard truth about prop firms is that there are two ways that they make money. They make money on you buying accounts, right? And they make money when you are trading live with them, right? So that they get a piece of your share and whatever that may look like. But in a lot of cases, the percentile of traders that succeed are actually quite low. And so prop firms obviously will benefit from that in the sense of where they will make money off you resetting and buying more and more accounts. Again, copy traders, I mean, I'm sure they love copy traders because when you blow 20 accounts, you're buying 20 accounts again, right? So that is the reality of it. They're more than happy to reward you because the balance of their business portfolio is based upon people buying accounts. So as long as there's people constantly buying accounts with them, then they'll always have money to do the payouts, right? So yeah, that's just the reality of it. What do you think about trading multiple sessions? Ryan, you know, for the longest time, I traded all 3 sessions. Well, let me backtrack that. I only traded the New York back then because I only traded small caps and I traded options. And now, obviously, because I trade futures, I started dabbling in everything. I traded Asia, London, and I traded New York. Because of my life, I have now only kind of gone down to trading Asia primarily with some speck of London at the same time. But, you know, personally for myself, though, I do prefer Asia. I find that if I just hone in on one session, it's better for me personally. And again, based on my life, this is so subjective depending on who you are. You might be a person that's an entrepreneur and you have the flexibility to hop in every session whenever you want. You might have a 9-to-5 job, means that you only have the opportunity to trade the Asia session. Maybe you're working 2 jobs and you can only trade 3 hours of every given day, and that might be it. It is so subjective to different people, so it really depends. But personally for me, I like having one session because it also acts as a, you're kind of putting up guardrails to ensure that you don't overtrade. So it's kind of like if you get your trade in already over the Asia session, you don't feel the need to like, oh, I got to go hop on, open my screen over London and trade again because you already know you got your piece of the pie. So my 2 cents on that, Ryan. Yeah, Serpent God, I don't know if you've seen the stats. I think it was Top Step that had shared it before. That like, I don't know. I think it was Top Step. I can't remember, but it was like only 1% of traders actually get payouts or something like that. I can't remember the stats. Don't quote me. You'd have to find it, but like it is a very like low percentage. And it's and the reality, you know what it is though? And I don't want to go down a rabbit hole here, but people ask me this all the time. Why do, you know, the top 1% exist? Why do entrepreneurs make so much money? Why do top leaders make so much money? Why doesn't everyone else make so much money? You know what the hard truth that no one wants to hear is that not everyone's capable. And I don't mean that to be offensive, but the work that's required, the work ethic, the hardship, everything that's required, the psychological resilience to do those things, it's not easy. Most people in my life do not have the mental bandwidth to be an executive at a corporate company or to be an entrepreneur because it's not for everyone, and that's okay. I tell my friends the same thing. That's okay. I don't think you need to be that. It takes a lot to do that. But I think that in trading, it's very similar. That's why a lot of people, rush into this, because they look at trading and they think, oh, that's easy. Spend $200, make $5,000. I want to do that. Well, doesn't everyone want to do that, right? But it's not that easy, right? It is not that easy. And I think that's in every aspect of life. People see me, for example, like you guys only know of me on stream. And I remember back in the day, like in my corporate business career, I'd always show up to work like fully suited up, sometimes even in a 3-piece suit, right? And people will say like, oh, are you rich? Do you come from a rich Asian family? And all you guys who've been following me since the beginning know I'm so far from that. So far from that. I was poverty beyond poverty growing up. But I think that people just see this facade and they just think, oh wow, life must be easy. And I actually used to get this a lot in corporate. Actually, people will be like, Alan, you make the job look so easy. Everyone must be able to do it. Me making the job look easy only means that's how good I am at my job. I make it look easy, but it doesn't mean it is easy. Trading's the same thing. People will say all the time, Alan, you make trading seem so relaxed, so easy. Again, trading is not easy. It's just that we've come to terms with the profession that we're in. And so often we're just, we're more attached to being able to do that on the day-to-day. So anyways, I feel like I can go on our rant on this topic, but the correlation of work ethic, resilience, and psychology, it's a lot of work. You have no idea how many people reach out to me on Instagram saying, hey, Alan, can you trade my account for me? I'm like, first and foremost, assuming that I even want to trade for your account, okay? It is illegal to do that. So I'm not going to do that. No thanks. But you just think that's the mindset of the masses. I have thousands of people in my DMs that ask me to trade for them. It's crazy, right? And it just doesn't make sense, right? Or they say things like, I just want to follow your trades. Can you just signal every trade so that I can make money? It's like, no, again, that's like the stuff that I'm talking about. Everyone wants to get rich quick. Everyone wants to cut corners. I'm sorry, that's just not how life works, right? I didn't get to where I am by doing that. The endless hours I put into my job, the endless hours I've done to studying how it means to be a professional in the business world, you have no idea. My confidence to go toe-to-toe with a person who's 20 years older than me at an executive table comes from the experience of the grind that I put in, the studying that I put in. Same thing with trading. When someone comes to me and says, hey, I've tried so hard to trade, it doesn't work, I can't do this. Well, I'll tell you right now, I've backtested over 4,000 trades. Have you backtested over 4,000 trades? I'm not saying everyone has to do that, but that's the work that I did. I don't even say to get to where I am, but for me to gain the confidence, I did a lot of that work. So again, I think there's a lot to that. And I'll share some of the trader stats and the journal and stuff a little bit later on. But, people in my life know this, and they think I'm joking, but the accountability ladder, and I talk about this in my mentorship with students as well, I'm very big on the accountability ladder, right? And I raise my kids with the same mentality. I always tell them, look, don't make excuses, accept it. Did you make a mistake? That's okay. You made a mistake, you roll with it, you learn from it, you move on, right? Don't blame someone else, don't blame the situation, yada, yada, yada. Accept it, learn and move on. The quicker as people, for yourselves, the quicker that you can accept the losses in trading, which is learnings, right? And note them down and build on that, the better of a person you're gonna become, right? That's the whole gang of it. If you can't accept the loss, I'm sorry, maybe this, yeah, it's true. That's the correlation. Maybe this isn't for you if you can't accept the loss, right? So anyways, I'm going on tangent again. So I'm just going to go back to the chat and like answer some questions here. What has been struggling lately, especially where there is good happening. Yeah, Buljeet, 100%, man. 100%. You can see people in the chat, man. There are people who've been trading much longer than you, man, and they're still having their challenges, right? So we're all on our different journeys here. Serpent God, yeah, I know people are gonna have their opinions on like the negatives of prop firms, but I think it's the best place to start. Cheap accounts, small investment, play with it. If you can't trade with a cheap Lucid Flex account and you're gonna struggle, I'm sorry, you're not going to do any better in live funding. You have to develop an edge, and you have to have skin in the game, because people just say, oh, why not paper trade? Well, you got to have a little bit of skin in the game, and at least having a funded account or an eval puts some skin in the game for yourself. What do I think about gold shorts here? Do you need $250 pay? I need something. Oh shit, sorry, man. You probably messaged that a long time ago. Looks like we're playing out that short trade. Sorry. So you see this, if you entered this gold trade earlier on, looks like we're getting some follow through on it, and this move up, and this is exactly why I don't move stops to break even. you would have gotten stopped out, and then the trade would have followed through on you, right? So far on this trade, you would have gone 1R already on this gold trade, by the way, guys. I know most people will try to shoot for 2R, but you would have gone 1R from this gold trade already. Reuse elite futures. Is it worth it? Ahmed, I can't speak to elite futures. I'm not even too sure what that is. If that's a prop firm, I've never traded with them before. Yeah, lower trader. Yeah, the percentage is pretty wild, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Chris, man, you know it, man. Chris is an entrepreneur. I know just because of Instagram. He's an entrepreneur and he's a trader. He knows it's not easy, man. Some days are gonna feel like absolute shit, and some days you're gonna feel like you're a god and you're over the moon, right? Jerry, you're 100% right. You know what I was learning? My corporate mentor told me early on in my career, profit is not a dirty word. Society has made it become a dirty word. But in business, you have to understand that you have to build profits. And look, I'm a very charitable person. I donate to causes all the time. I've donated a lot in my lifetime. And people will ask me, like, why don't you donate more? Which is just, honestly, I can't stand when the questions are asked that way, because it just tells you how very out of it they are when they ask those questions. But like, for a business, in order for you to be able to be charitable in your business, you have to be positive in cash flow. You have to be profitable. The profitability is the fuel to run the business. And then once you have the fuel to run the business, you can scale and you can do bigger things like donating causes, the charities, and so on and so forth, right? So, Blazinieri, no, I'm not. I wasn't in a trade. If that's what you're asking, am I trading? I will take trades if I'm not engaging with you guys and a trade setup presents itself. I mentioned a trade setup earlier on already. I don't know why I keep doing this. Apologies. Sorry. Just keep forgetting I have 2 tabs up here. I mentioned a trade setup earlier already that I didn't take, but yeah, I'm engaging the chat at the moment, guys. Just answering questions along the way. Thanks, Amin. Trade passion. Oh, it's Gene. What's up, man? Did you change your username? I thought your username was something else before. Mr. 92. I don't exercise every day. I used to. I'm actually very guilty of not doing more of that. Part of my big life change as well, and where I'm moving, I'm trying to rebuild some discipline and get some time to do that as well. Although I'm not like super unhealthy, I could definitely be a lot healthier though. I got some work to do on that end. Yeah, honestly, Vernati, that's the reason why I'm like chatting. I think hopefully the education is making up for the ranging markets. Yeah, Rye Guy, it's crazy, right? It's like, no, I'm not gonna trade for you, man. That's wild. 100% accountability, man. Everyone makes excuses. It's always somebody else's fault. Or in this case, it's the market's fault, apparently, right? That's why I don't like it when people say things like, "Oh, they're stop hunting my stop losses." Not a good mentality to have, man. Well, I don't really ever comment, but I want to let you know how much we appreciate all your advice every night. It really has helped me personally. NQ Demon, appreciate it, man. Much love, brother. I haven't backtested 4,000, but I have blown plenty of evals to know what not to do now. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, 100% is so true. You know what I sometimes say too? Like, some people might not need to journal. Some people have an eidetic memory. If there's enough times that you can do that, then, I mean, yeah, it makes sense for some people, man. Morning, Lino. Can you guide through gold, please? Thank you for the motivation and support. Amen. I spoke about gold earlier. I'm not too sure when you hopped on the stream, but I did my gold chart review already. I did mention that this was going to be a big support area. This was like a total fake out, right? This is where that 1R was like the safest for this gold trade, because we ended up faking out and pulling back up. I'm not saying that we're going to pull all the way back up, but this obviously makes people feel very uncomfortable. What's a prop firm with instant funded accounts? I would say that Lucid and Tradeify would be two prop firms that I would strongly recommend for straight to funded. I've traded on both of their straight to funded accounts before, and I've enjoyed my experience with both of them. Although I'm maxed out with those prop firms now, I still would advocate for them just because amazing customer service, fast payouts, great dashboards, great everything. I still haven't set up my live funded account. I know I've been traveling so much. I have 4 live Lucid Max accounts with Lucid that I need to set up with Rhythmic. I need to download the program and get all that set up. So I haven't done that yet. Hopefully I can get to that soon. because then I wouldn't mind testing it out. I have no idea even how to use Rhythmic Pro, so I'm gonna have to learn it. But yeah, spam props 6 months in, locked in 20Ks in top step. Yeah, man, amazing, man. Yeah, when you say you locked in 20K in top step, as in like, did you like make 20K in profits or 20K in payouts, Mr. 92? Thank you, Marco. 100% magnet trades. Marco is just really journaling is the first step. You have to know your technicals, know yourself, know everything about your trading environment. Yeah, I'm on Ronald McDonald House. Yes, 100%. I think if you, I don't know if you, how long you've been following me for now, but I fundraise for the Ronald McDonald House every year. This year was the first year I didn't fundraise for them. I just donated instead, and that's just because of like how much was going on in my life that I didn't get around to actually going through the initiatives of all of that. That's crazy, Trade Passion. That's totally fair, though. Totally fair for changing your username. Mr. 92, 100%. Michael, 1R, 2R trades are kind of my usual. That's kind of, I'm content with that. I'll shoot for more if the market provides it, but as you can see in these kind of conditions, I mean, I think shooting for more is a little eh. DLP, Edmonton, man. It'll be Edmonton, my friend. That's right, Mr. 92, 100% efficient. NQ double bottom on the New York session, eh? Yeah, I actually talked about that earlier, MobX. I don't know when you hopped on the stream, but I did say that was a nice setup to take. So right on. Glad you caught the double bottom longs. By the way, if I'm like squinting right now, I'm like, my eyes are just super dry. I think it's the plane ride. Hey, scalp in the range, my man. Abhishek, I am not Jake, just so you guys know. I am Alan. As much as I'd like to say that I'm a banana, I'm definitely not Jake. Quan Tower's the best for Rhythmic accounts. Interesting. Yeah, I'll learn all about it when I get to the setup phase. I haven't gone there yet. Yeah, I'm on. You remember that? I think my like I've donated like that. I think that year I donated like maybe $10,000, $12,000 to the house. I think that's what I donated. I can't remember. Peach, the gold symbol is Q. It's Q. It's GCQ6, I think. Someone on the last stream asked a question too. Terminator, you're from Edmonton. I was literally just there a few hours ago. I just flew back. I was out there house hunting today. Good evening, Stagnum Trade. Squinting from seeing green all day. I wish. Not every day, not every day. I'm actually waiting for some payout requests with Take Profit Trader right now. Take Profit Trader can be on and off sometimes. Sometimes they're very efficient, and sometimes I feel like there are quite a bit of delays in their payout process. I don't know why that is. I'm just gonna double check actually right now. Let's see. Welcome to Project 365, by the way, guys. I see that there's a lot of new viewers here right now. I'm here to chat and chat trades. Market's been very rangy, so I've just been answering questions in the chat. So feel free to ask any questions, guys, about trading, business, life, anything you want, man. I am more than happy to chat with the gang. Yeah, so I'm going to show you guys for a bit here for TPT. I don't know what, they've been a little bit slow as of late. So you can see, where's my thing? So you can see here on the TPT here, I have submitted this first payout on June 1st. Submitted, so it's gone through, but it hasn't hit my account yet. This one's still pending. I requested this today, and I have another one in reserve that hasn't even passed this stage yet. So there are literally 3 payouts right now that I'm waiting for to hit my accounts right now with TPT. So it is a slow sometimes, but you know what? No complaints, man. I think all things considered, I still really appreciate everything that TPT does for us, man. But yeah, new month so far. Haven't logged anything specific. I gotta update this. I haven't uploaded because I've been on the road all day today. I haven't uploaded it, but for those who are kind of newer hopping on here, these are like my trading stats so far, because I know people always ask me these questions as well. Random question, but have you met the other 365 hosts in person yet? No, I have not. I've never met any of them, actually. Not in person anyways. Maybe the next big rig trades meetup, I will have the opportunity to do that. Jake is the only person I've ever met live. I visited him in New York a couple years back. Oh, cool. Very cool. I didn't Terminator. That's pretty sweet, man. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I've already put an offer through. Oh, no, I shouldn't say I put an offer through. There's a couple places that I know right now for sure that I'm thinking about. I'm just waiting until my house fully sells out here before I make the move out there. Before I start putting offers out there. I know, Aman, you know that. But I'm not looking to buy a bigger house. I'm not that. I know people just expect that when you're successful in trading that you should just have all the fancy things in the world. Don't get me wrong. I like my nice things here and there. But my priority this year, I've made it very clear on the stream. I know you know this already, but for all the new viewers that are here, I'm all about family. So I want to double down on family. I want to double down on student mentorships. I want to double down on business coaching, those type of things. That's kind of where I really want to spend my time these days. So definitely not going to be looking to get a mansion. It'll be a bigger house than my house now, but it won't be a mansion. Yeah, Mr. 92, it does. It's kind of crazy. I'm not really too sure why it's like that. But I still can't complain, man. I appreciate the daily payouts. RXL? No, I don't think so. I've been trading with Take Profit Trader for about 1.5 years now, and they've had their ebbs and flows. I wouldn't be too concerned about that, personally. John Cardona, what up, man? How do you think TPT can afford that daily uncapped payouts? That's insane. I'm definitely going to give them a try soon. 2 days off. Yeah, so I mean, you know what? The way with Zay, the way it works in the end of the day is that, like, what a lot of people do is that they YOLO a lot with daily payout accounts. And I think that's where, like, they make a lot of money off people who do resets as well, right? Because if you think about it, to reset a fund, it costs a lot of money. And believe it or not, a lot of people spend a lot of money doing that, right? So I do not trade ES, so I didn't see the wick, but if it's the same as the NQ wick, then I'm not surprised. Yeah, Night Owl. I'll still be coming back, though. You'll still see me, man. You'll still see me. I'll still come back and forth. Just because I still got a lot of business out here, right? So I'll be flying in and out. I'm on. I know that'd be pretty sweet. I get what you mean, Mr. 92. I get it. Yeah, every prop's gonna have a little bit of the frustration, but you know, if they're paying me, I can't really complain. Yeah, so Terminator, I'm liking the southwest side just because I want to be close to places like Costco and like the mall and stuff like that, just for like the convenience of shopping with the family. You really wanted me to look at the ES wick. What's the ES wick, man? I don't see any wicks. What's the wick you're talking about? I don't see any ES wick. Nada. Nada. What's this ES wick you're referring to, my friend? %, yeah. I would just buy more challenges. I agree. No way, Terminator. Do you live by the Costco by the airport or the other one? Yesterday, New York time? I don't see the wick you're referring to, my friend. I know I saw the wick on NQ, but I don't see it on ES, man. Yeah, it's true, big boy. Money bag, good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Mr. 92, I know. You have some strong feelings about it. I hear you, man. Elad, I'm doing good, man. Just been ranging, man. Nothing really presentable for a trade, so I've just been kind of just sitting on hands, to be honest. Just chatting with you guys. Okay. I'm not too sure where Lakewood Apartments is, but I would imagine that Edmonton probably doesn't have too many Costcos. How many Costcos are in Edmonton? I only know of 2. Yeah, I need NQ to hold this area. Oh, so Terminator. So if you're not by the one by the airport, you're by the other one then. Hey, I might not be too far from you then if that's the case, Terminator. If, I mean, assuming that I end up moving in that specific area. I love to eat, man. I love to eat. Believe it or not, a lot, I don't even post everything. Sometimes, man, there's not enough. I'm like, if I keep spamming, I'm one of those people that I don't want my stories to be like a freaking chronological movie where you got like 1,000 different things. I try to be selective of what I share in terms of the food I eat. Mr. 92, yeah, I used TopStep a lot back in the day, actually. I stopped using them just because I didn't care for the amount of rules changes that they were going through. So I haven't used them in a while. So Ryan, if it goes below the zone here, I think we have a very good plausibility. I mean, the first spot will be the 30,638 area on the level here. That's probably what I would look for. That would be the first one. And then maybe if we do get that kind of breakdown, like something like this, maybe we get a nice retest and we could come back down and tag the 3557 spot. That's probably what I would look for if we were to break beneath this. Ooh, they sell alcohol in the Costco. That's right. I'm just looking forward to things I'm looking forward to in terms of Alberta. One tax. Okay, one tax is big. Car insurance is so much cheaper for what I've been told. Gas is so much cheaper. In Vancouver, gas is like $2 a liter. In Alberta, it's like $1.50. So it's a much cheaper. Oh, the business centers around. Okay, so Terminator, is there 2 regular Costcos and then a business Costco? So is there 3 in total then? Or is the one by the airport a business and a regular one? Thanks a lot. Honestly, I was actually just talking to my neighbor recently actually about it too, and he loves to eat as well. I'm like, he's like, man, Alan, I think I would love traveling with you. I'm like, I think so too. I'm the guy that I want to eat everything. If I walk in a restaurant and everything looks good, if I had enough mouths around me to eat with me, I would order everything if I could. I love food, man. Food is life. Oh, Jono, I lived in the prairies for a few years before my corporate job. I lived in Saskatchewan for 2 years. I lived in Alberta before too, so very familiar with the weather. The winters, you might get there might be a lot of cold days. There might be a lot of snow, but to be perfectly honest, the cold in Edmonton is nothing compared to Vancouver. It's different. Like you could be -40 in Edmonton, but -10 in Vancouver would kill -40 in Edmonton because the cold cuts deep here because it's like a moist cold. People who live in Vancouver will know what I'm talking about, but that's just again personal opinion on that one. Mr. 92, yeah, 100%, man. I agree with you on that. About the prestige. Costco insurance. Oh, I actually never looked at Costco insurance before. Hey, Todd, how's it going, man? Welcome to the game. Welcome to the Project 365 here, guys. Hope you guys are doing good. By the way, I'm just gonna do a quick introduction because I know there's a lot more viewers here right now than we started with at the early stage. Welcome to Project 365. My name's Alan. My name Azheng Trades. Actually, right here. I always actually have my logo here as well. Previously known as Uchiha Trades. I'm the pre-London host for Project 365. And basically, we have 5 hosts on Project 365, 10 hours a day. So if it's your first time here, drop a like and subscribe on the stream for sure. We are streaming 5 days a week. So I think there's a lot that we can offer here. A lot of us as hosts come from different backgrounds, so we should share different experiences. I have the slower session, which is the reason why I can answer a lot of questions. I'm a very well-rounded person as well. Strong business, strong corporate background, life coach, all that type of stuff. So even if it's not trading, I'd be more than happy to answer questions with you guys. So especially in these ranging markets right now, I'm just kind of like just shooting the shits with you guys, man. So yeah, drop comments, drop anything, man. More than happy to chat with the gang here. Adib, maybe with that wick, yeah, it probably was a trading view glitch, man. You in Switzerland, 230 per liter. Yikes, that's crazy. Big boy, 6.25 a gallon. Big boy, where you at, man? Yeah, Chicago can be quite expensive, man. Hey, at least with your diesel Audi, you know you're getting some good range out of that car. Dark Throttle, what's up, man? What's up? Yeah, we're holding this channel pretty damn well. On NQ, 100 Stangham trades, I agree. Wood area, also near everything in Walmart. Do you go to the Evolve gym? Is that the gym that you go to, Terminator? I drove by Evolve gym today. That thing's massive. Yeah, no worries, man. And for the newbies actually out there as well, I've been trading for about 5 years. I know people always ask the question, when did I get profitable? I was actually profitable since year 1. Not in the way that you're thinking, though. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just was really lucky in the early days. But my true profitability came on year 3. And my last year, which was my most record year ever, I posted that recap on YouTube. I don't talk about it publicly too much because I don't know. I know it's not bragging, but I don't like to bring attention in that way to myself personally. I'm not a flashy dude. Other than wearing a suit for work, you'll usually catch me in like t-shirts and hoodies. But yeah, my YouTube's there if you guys ever want to check out that. But yeah, that was a record-breaking year last year. I broke my options trading last year by just trading 4 months of the year, which is a pretty big deal to me, and definitely set a record for myself for futures as well. So all of it's there for you. Crazy. I put $1,000 trade rate. I'm down for it from last night. I've only started trading futures this week. I've been... Yeah, Sherelle, man, take it easy. Take it easy. Don't. Hopefully, you're not dejetting too much, especially if you're trading your own personal funds. If you definitely don't want to go down the proper route, that's totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just usually recommend it because it's just so cheap. You know, you can buy an account for like $100 and it can go a long way. Like right now, I think, don't quote me because I don't remember the deals right now, but I think Lucid and Tradeify are like 40% off if you use code RAKE, code RT. So it might be better. It saves you a little bit of money and gives you a lot more reps in the market. 3,600. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I already kind of talked about where I think NQ will go. This is kind of, if we were to short, assuming that we break beneath it, this is what I would probably look for. Australia, $3 a liter. Damn. Just got to remember too, you know, one of the things I talked about on stream before is remember money and its relevance of where you live is very important in understanding, right? When you live in some of the most expensive cities in the world, San Francisco, New York, Vancouver, making a lot of money is almost a minimum need and requirement. Like if you lived in Alberta and you made $100,000 a year, you're making good coin. Like you're living a good life. Maybe not the richest of life, but you're living a really good life. But in Vancouver, you make $100,000, you're just surviving. Like it's just a very different environment. So I know that I know in Australia, for example, I know the minimum wage and stuff like that in Australia is higher than where we are now. So I don't know how the real estate to commodities to wages are, but I know Australia definitely has a better wage structure than we do here in Vancouver, Canada. Right, guy. You're hilarious, man. Diego, I trade, yeah, oh yeah, I guess I probably should hit that again. I trade individually, man. I don't copy trade, gang. Copy trading is not my thing. Nothing wrong with it, guys. It's just not my thing. I can't do it. It wrecks my mentals. Mikey, are you from the Philippines, man? Damn. I love how trading brings people together, man. When I started my mentorship last year and I started getting students, taking on students from like Italy, UK, Singapore, I was like, man, this is crazy, man. I never really thought that I would be working with people from around the world. That's the thing that's about trading, man. Love the diversity. South Africa, what up, what up? Okay, then I think I know the area that you're in then, if you're talking about the new Evolve. Yeah, that thing is huge, man. That Evolve gem, it's massive. Yeah, Chicago can get really cold, man. Like, the wind that you get in Chicago is, like, unbelievable. When I was there last year with my family, because we went to check it out, yeah, it was chilly, man. Yeah, Nathan, 100%, man. I think everyone's gonna agree, man. You don't want to rush the process too much when it comes to trading, man. I don't want to say it in the bad way, but the market has plenty of opportunity to take our lunch money. So don't over push. You gotta build it up, right? Build up the repertoire yourself so that you can have the confidence to keep going at it. Oh, Sagar just highlighted that. Lucid's doing 50% off until the end of the day. Angel Alberto, yeah, I just put my Instagram in the chat box there. You can follow me there. Nathan, no, I'm not shorting at the moment. I was just, I think, I can't remember who, I already forgot who asked me the question, but someone asked, like, oh, what do I think is going to happen if we break the channel? I said, I would like to see us come down, kind of break and retest this level here to tag the lows of 35.57. Good to know, Terminator. Sherelle, yeah, man, 100%. Don't forget to support the Rate Trace Network. Code RT, code RAKE. Right, guy. All right, I'll do the giveaway. I know you guys are, got a few of you guys telling me that. I can't remember. I've hit sub 400s, I think. But I am going to set up the bot now for you guys. I'm going to do the giveaway in a bit here, guys, okay? Give me a second here. I'm going to set up the bot and we'll do the giveaway, gang. So if you haven't dropped a thumbs up on the stream yet, drop a thumbs up. That's definitely one of the requirements to do the giveaway. Bro, what's the coin name? What's the coin name? What is that? Auction market theory? No, I am not familiar with that, Night Owl. Ray, I've been trading for 5 years. I've been trading for 5 years. And I've been in Stock Market Wolves Discord. I've been in Rate Trades Discord. Took the mastermind with Rate Trades, kind of where I started taking it seriously. And I did a lot of self-studying and self-journaling over the years. Prop firms, I think prop firms is a no-brainer. I think personal funding doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. You have so much leverage with prop firms, especially ones like Lucid Flex. There's like no rules. If you can't get a payout with Lucid Flex, I mean, I don't know how. I think you're gonna probably struggle with your own personal funds. I don't see much of a difference, to be perfectly honest. Might not be a popular opinion, but it's just my thoughts. No, I don't integrate any of those two things. But I'm going to type in the chat now, just some instructions. So, to participate in the giveaway, thumbs up on the stream, type, oops, once in the chat. Once the bot is set up here. I'm just going to set up the bot here. Give me a second, guys. I haven't started the bot yet. All right, now I've started the bot. Sorry if you guys asked any questions. I won't see the questions now because it's going to be completely covered by the spam of draw entries from you guys. So if you guys want to ask your questions, you can ask after the giveaway is done here. And thanks for tuning in, guys, man. I think, honestly, I really appreciate it. Being able to have 400 of you guys on here viewing the stream, it means a lot, man. I'm hoping that I'm adding value to you guys as well here, so. just ranging action, man. Nothing going on today. Nothing going on.
To the restless tide, rivers carve stories they cannot hide. A compass that spins with nothing to decide. We chase horizons, they glow and fade. Oh, we break the chains that the past had made. Rise and wonder, hearts will thunder, dreams collide. No need to hide. Up and under, worlds we plunder. Take the leap, let it guide.
We've got about 1 more minute left until this giveaway is going to be announced, gang.
I'm walking on this open road with a quiet sky above. The wind is whispering my name, telling me to rise and trust. And I feel
This isn't the cleanest short trade, but I'm going to give it a shot. Very sizing, very low, very small risk, but 220 bucks, give or take. It's risky. It's not the most clean setup, to be honest, but I just want to see if we can get this move down. Since especially I'm waiting for the giveaway as well. All right, the giveaway is going to be announced here in a bit. Here, let's see. We got a winner. Who's the winner? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Shars. Shars, you're the winner. Are you here? I need a proof of life for Shars. And I also got to double check if you're winning. Have you won before? Because it will get triggered in the back end if you've won more than once. Yo, Shards, you are here. Excellent. DM me, my man. DM me on Instagram and I will send you the code. Congratulations on winning the giveaway. Shoot me a DM. And yes, make sure that you haven't won before too. Okay, just want to note that. Just because we can only have one winner at a time. No repeats. All right, we'll do another one here. I'm gonna set this next one to 400 likes here. So if we get 400 thumbs up on the stream, we'll do another giveaway, guys. The giveaway is going to be based on thumbs up. Let's get to 400 thumbs up and we'll do another one. What up, gang? Welcome to Project 365, by the way, guys. I know we got about, what, 25 minutes left here before the London session opens here. I am the pre-London host of Project 365, so welcome. Ask your questions, gang. I am here to support and kind of answer questions along the way, provide some thought points and all that type of stuff. So feel free to fire away, man. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I will answer anything you guys got, man. Right now, I'm just gonna, I took a dabble at a short trade just to see what would happen, but obviously we're not getting a follow through on that. We got stopped out there, but that's okay. That's okay, not a big deal. You guys have been following me long enough, you know, I always say that shorting when you're above VWAP is not ideal. And obviously we're holding here, so maybe this is the pop we need. Maybe this is the 2-minute pop we need on longs for NQ. Shards, you don't have Insta? Oh man. Do you have Discord? Shards, that's my Discord. Or actually, give me your Discord. That probably makes more sense, actually, now that I think about it, because no matter what, I don't think people can add me for some reason. So can you just send me your Discord and I'll add you? But generally, just so you know, Shards, like you do, Instagram is the way that we go about it. Usually, if you don't have an Instagram, we kind of just dead in the water, just so you know. Awesome, thanks. I got your Discord. If you want to delete your Discord, you can. I sent you a friend request. Where am I trading from? I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I'm on the West Coast. Yeah, Anna, the number that I used was just like a hypothetical number in terms of the 5,000 number. But I'm just saying that the probability is there for you, right? Is that you can take a $200 account and you can make payouts out of it, right? So I actually did a whole MNQ series on my YouTube where, you know, I bought a 50K account on Top Step, including activation fee, which was gonna be about $200. I traded that. I passed that eval in about 14 days, trading only 3 MNQs at a time. I got my first payout for that $200 that I got back, that I spent within the first, you know, I think it was 5 days or so. And then the following 5 days, I was able to withdraw $2,000. So when you think about it, that $200 made me $2,200 without even having to blow the account, right? So that's what I mean by that, is that you have the ability to actually do that. And there's, I mean, if you're using your live funded, there's no way you can take $200 and turn it into $2,200 in that same time period, is what I'm referring to. It is nighttime here, everything. Shar, if you're DMing me on Discord, I'm responding to you already. Toxic, what's going on, man? Good afternoon. When am I doing another series like that? Honestly, probably not ever again. I don't trade micros, man. That's why I put it on YouTube, just so that it's public for anyone to watch whenever they want to watch it. It's just to give you inspiration, to be honest, that it's possible to get to payouts. I think a lot of people have this misconception that you have to trade large size to get a payout. It's not true. Yeah, I mean, I think if you could trade propers, why wouldn't you, right? Like, I mean, options I'll do self-funded, but like, it just doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense not to use prop firms. I understand if you don't want to trade with prop firms that have a lot of like, if you don't want to trade prop firms that have a lot of rules and all that. I understand if you don't want to do that, but like, you got prop firms out there like Lucid Flex. It seems kind of like a no-brainer, to be honest. 10-1. I feel like I've answered this question from you before. I use minis no matter what, but I don't necessarily recommend it for everyone, because everyone, you just got to manage your own mentals, right? In the end of the day, I think that's what's important. Nice. 257 Joker. Nice work, man. See, like, great example, right? Got to pay out trading micros. Right on, man. Yep, survival, man. Survival is half the battle. A lot of people don't know this, because I've said it on stream a few times, but for some of you guys who are newer on the stream here, when I participated in the My Fund of Futures competition last year, I ranked number 11 out of 4,000 some traders. And mind you, I'm better now as a trader than I was when I participated in that competition. And I will say that some of my words of wisdom on that competition was about survival. While everyone is trying to full port their accounts to hit the high ranks, once I got some good buffer and what have you, I was just surviving. I traded it like it was a live account, right? And just treated it with respect. And I moved my way up to 11 just because people who were in the higher rankings were blowing up, trying to chase for first place, right? So Traded Fight Cup, I mean, I wasn't able to participate in that, but that would have been my strategy as well, right? I wouldn't have tried to shoot too big of a position, because honestly, it doesn't really work out. If that's what I would look at from a competition perspective. If there's anything to take away from it, it's survival. Survival in the markets will get you ahead, right? And that's why risk management is so critical and so important. Aman, I don't know if I would want a short NQ here, to be honest. It's holding that VWAP pretty strong. We might actually like move in toward 741 right now as we head into the London Open. Yeah, Mr. 92, 100%. I'd rinse the crap out of it. Ooh, news candle volume. What's going on here? Could I take your trades on the Nasdaq? Wilka trades. What do you mean by that? Yeah, no full port, big boy. No full port. Yeah, toxic 100%. It's just the rush, man. It's the rush process. Everyone wants to get paid fast. That's why. I've heard of Tradecopia, Mr. 92, but I've never used it. I've heard of it though. Yeah, FundedX is not bad. I've only traded with them a little bit. I tried their evals out and what have you, but I don't have as much experience. But yeah, they're a good prop from what I understand. I've had a lot of people who've traded with them that have good experience with them. Yeah, I have no idea what that wick was. A lot of volume pushing through though. Iran stuff, huh? My eyes are so dry, man. Your time looks mine. Your time looks my time. PSD. Which sessions do you stream? What do you mean by that? This session right here. 10 to 12, man. 10 to 12. 10 to 12 PST. Yeah, I don't say. I think it's just the plane ride. Whenever I sit on planes, man, my eyes get so dehydrated. Lucid, man. I recommend Lucid. Lucid's a really good prop. I recommend Lucid and Tradeify. They're honestly some of the best in the space. If you're looking to copy trade, though, Apex is like a wet dream for people because you can do like 20 accounts at once. And then obviously, as far as like the daily payouts, TPT is pretty solid. Take Profit Trader is TPT, by the way. Code RAKE, code RT, man. Gets you the best discounts. I don't really put Top Step up there anymore. Top Step has like kind of fallen to the wayside for me. Yeah, 100%. TPT is not for the weak, that's for sure. I wouldn't recommend TPT to beginners usually. So it's a lot harder. No, Diamond, I can't actually trade in the Grand Cup. I maxed out with Tradeify as a futures trader last year, and I think part of like the algorithm and the old system, the way that it works, like I think my account's just forever blocked. Like I registered for the Tradeify Cup, I wasn't able to participate in it, so. Yeah, La Greatness, man. I mean, I haven't traded with Apex in a long time because I've maxed out with him too. But yeah, I posted about that on YouTube last year. August was when I took my $80,000 payout with Apex. I've never took FDMO before, so don't have much to offer there. Mike, if you're asking me between ICT, volume profile, and VWAP, I will say VWAP because I don't use volume profile, nor do I trade ICT. But VWAP is just an indicator that I use in conjunction and conviction, but it's not a strategy in itself. Oh no, you're selling your Z28. Damn, man. You're selling a classic, dude. Mikey. I mean, if their potato can trade for them, why can't I, right? Big boy trading. From my understanding, I still have to go through the details, but the Lucid Max that I was reading up it is unlimited daily cap. Unlimited daily payouts is my understanding of them. I'm not a big person in the influencer space, Diamond. Like I'm not. I'm very like low key. Like I would say like everybody who's an outlaw on there, they do this for a living. Like trading is their living. For me, it's not. I'm a business professional by trade still. I probably wouldn't be able to commit to whatever it is that they would require of it either, even if they asked. I don't use Bookmap, not because I don't believe in it, but just simply because I'm not looking to add a lot of layers to my trading since it's enough as it is. But I hear a lot of great things about Bookmap, and actually, I think Joel in the Rate Trades Discord, he uses Bookmap, and he actually talks about it a lot, I think. London opens in about 10 minutes, gang. 10 minutes. What a ranging session, guys. I'm glad I've been able to chat with you guys at least. Hopefully you guys have been gaining some value and insight on the streams here through this rangy market. The show over at F just started a London show over at FF. We should collab one night. Rake recently got affiliated with us. Yeah, I know. But yeah, you'll have to talk to Mr. Jake Ricci about that one. But yes, I know. We got a nice exclusive with you guys and collab. Philanthropist. So every prop firm actually has caps. You, as the consumer, you probably don't realize it, but in their business model, they have to have a model that has the ability to make money off of the accounts that you guys buy, while also limiting your ability to rinse them of their cash flow on their side, right? So there has to be a healthy balance, and every prop firm actually has their own ways of going about it. It's kind of like some daily payout accounts, right? Like you might think like, oh, the daily payouts accounts for certain prop firms are the best. But what they don't tell you really is that technically if you get 5 daily payouts, let's just say that there are 5 small daily payouts, even if you didn't make a lot of money, they'll still move you live, or they'll still technically, yeah, they'll move you live essentially, right, is what will happen. So every prop firms will have their specifics. I would say 5 to 6 payouts is pretty solid and pretty standard in the industry, philanthropist. Will I keep the trade open during London Open? Which one HP? Which trade are you referring to, my friend? What's like the smallest account prop firm account available you can recommend for someone been trading less than 6 months? I would still recommend the 50K accounts in general. They have a better drawdown to profit ratio. The 25K accounts usually are 1R for their drawdown to profit ratio, but they're quite small in drawdown. So just to get a little bit more drawdown, I think the 50Ks they're the better choice. Aussie Trader, we did 1 giveaway, but if we hit 400 thumbs up before the stream's up, which is just 22 more thumbs up away, we will do another giveaway. I have no idea what BPR is. What is BPR? Yeah, exactly. It's not a bad thing, to be honest. I think for some people, like it depends on the prop firm. Some prop firms live programs, they might not be as sexy as others. That could be why. I actually, from what I've seen, I like what Lucid has. Their Lucid Max sounds amazing. I'm just looking forward to getting set up with them. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. Yeah, I'm just kind of keeping it. I haven't opened a trade on that 1 HP, if that's what you were asking. I just put the forecaster just to see if, well, what that 1 hour would kind of look like if that trade was to be taken. These are not good trading conditions for me personally. Do the payouts rules change when you go to live? Why are people seemingly opposed to going live with prop firms? James, it honestly is, every prop firm is different. So if the prop firm's live program is great, then people will want it. Sometimes people feel that when you move live, you lose the leverage, right? Because again, there are people out there who copy trade. So if they lose the copy trading capability because they're moving live, that's not great for them. Second thing is once you move live, you also have to pay for your own data fees and all that type of stuff. So some people don't like that either. Other things could be tax reasons. So there's a variable of reasons as to why someone might not want to be moved live. It's really contingent on the individual. Like for myself, I can't move live even if I wanted to. Where I live, they Ninja Trader or whatever those things are, they don't actually allow for people in Vancouver to move live with any prop firm, which is the reason why whenever people ask me, I always just tell them that I'm maxed out. Like I've maxed out with 5 prop firms and payouts, and I can't move live with them. So Lucid has been able to accommodate me using Rhythmic Pro, which I'm kind of looking forward to trying. I've had bad experiences with Rhythmic before because I tried Rhythmic before with Funded Futures Family, and it was so glitchy, it wasn't really working, and I wasn't able to log in half the time because like something about latency. So I kind of fell off the tracks on that one. So I'll give Rhythmic Pro another shot right now with Lucid Max again, just because yeah, it's a new experience. So we'll see what happens there. I'm still bearish on gold, yeah, if that's the question that you're asking. Oh, it's ICT. Okay, that makes sense. I don't really know ICT stuff. Oh, I'm not bearish on NQ, Tekka. I'm actually bullish on NQ. I'm just saying that when we take a look at the NQ chart, if we do break beneath that, then we have ways down. But I'm bullish though, generally speaking, on the NQ. I'm not bearish. Oh, hypothetically, 1 HP. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's definitely a plausibility, just that continuation lower. But when it's ranging like that, it gets really tricky. Sometimes it can like wick you out before it continues. Yeah, my take on gold right now is I am bearish, but we are still kind of like, I don't like that we're just hovering in this channel area. I think the safest stop loss, no matter what, is to be above it. But if you're gonna put your stop loss above there, then you'll also have to shoot for more. Otherwise, your R multiple doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah, that'd be my 2 cents on gold there. Andrea, trading style. I know I get this asked a lot. Price action, levels, market structure, bar by bar. That's kind of like the gist of what I kind of look for when I trade the markets. I'll use indicators as extra conviction. But yeah, that would be kind of the gist of it. I think sometimes when people ask that question too, I don't know if they're like looking for like me to say like, oh, I trade the orb strategy or I trade ICT. It's not like specific. It's like a culmination of a few different things. PHXSE, because I can't pronounce your name. I'm not sure if that's phase. But if you're asking me to pick between the two, I would probably pick London personally. I find that New York sometimes can be quite radical and it's very hard to read, especially if you're new at trading. But I'm also biased. I don't trade New York because of my life. It doesn't make sense for me to trade that period. Yeah, PA is a little bit rough, man. Yeah, Furry dude, you might have to just reach out and ask, man. That's weird. My edge in trading. Well, I journal a lot, so I kind of know my environment. I don't mind trading the range, but I don't prefer it. And for expectation wise, I don't force trades. I mean, there's a lot to edge in the end of the day. I mean, I think that everyone has their own differences when it comes to that. I would say I'm very patient. I hunt for what I want for. I don't chase things. Yeah, and I mean, I kind of talked about my strategy earlier on when someone asked the question. So that's essentially kind of what I look for when I take trades in the market. Yeah, Daniel, taxes are different if you're whether you're live or you're prop. Because technically speaking, if you're a prop, you're not trading live money, right? You're technically not making money based on the buying and selling of derivatives on the marketplace. So it is going to be different when your payouts and if you're trading live. Also, if you're trading personal or LLC, again, depends on also where you are in the world. There's a lot of anomalies. I always find that if there's any tax question, always reach out to an accountant because the accountant would be the best person to answer those questions. Dejaru, yeah, if you're talking about the Rake Trades Discord, it's right there. And code STREAM should be able to do the 50% off. I'm not really too sure why there are limitations for props in certain countries. I would imagine it's probably something to do with legal law, all that type of stuff, like the logistic that goes behind it. I'm not a prop firm owner, so I don't know the logistic that goes behind it. So, Quant Tower, eh? Interesting. When I get a chance to get to it, I'll take a look at that. Yeah, I've just been going through Town 1. I've gone through multiple prop firms. Dillis, I'm from Vancouver, Canada. West Coast, man. To be honest, right, guy, I don't really know the proper terminologies to that. Again, that's probably more of an accountant question, man. I don't want to answer you with the wrong question. I don't really know the specifics. I just know it does differ. If you ask your accountant, they'll tell you that. Preferred prop firms? Lucid, man. Lucid's the easiest. Tradeify as well. Otherwise, if you want to look for scale, Apex is the way to go. I mean, every prop has their thing. The best way to look at it, to be honest, if you have some of these popular ones, is taking a look at the prop firm rules, if the rules apply well to you or not, right? So, are we at 400 thumbs up now? Oh, we are. Just at the London Open here as well. I'll run the bot here, guys. Give me a second here. Just give me a second here, okay, guys? I gotta set up the bot before we do the giveaway, gang. Give me a second, guys. I gotta get the bot started first, guys. For those who are trying to enter the thing already. All right, the bot set up.
Life's a journey. Through the dark, I found my light. When I was searching, I was searching.
Mike GRH. Appreciate it, man. You're from Portland, eh? Not too far from me then.
Now I'm ready. Spread my wings, I'm about to fly. I'm gonna take it there, take it there. I know I can. You know, you know, you know, you know. You know, you know, you know, you know. There's a whole world waiting on the other side. Let's go, let's go. You know, you know, there's a whole world waiting on the other side. Let's go, let's go. You know, you know, you know. There's a whole world waiting on the other side. Let's go, let's go. You know, you know, you know, you know. You know, there's a whole world waiting on the other side. Let's go, let's go. You know, you know, you know, you know. Life's a journey. Through the dark, I found my light. When I was searching, searching, I was searching. Now I'm ready. Spread my wings, I'm about to fly. I'm gonna take it there, take it there.
We've got about a minute and a half left until the giveaway will announce.
You know, you know, you know, you know. You know, you know, you know, you know. There's
right, the bot's gonna pick a winner, guys. John White, 1776. Are you here, John White? John White, 1776. Let's get that proof. Oh yeah, you are there. Right on, man. You know the drill, man. DM me on Instagram, man. DM me the disc and Instagram, and I will send over the code, my friend. Cool, man. You know, honestly, I know tonight's been a very rangy market. It's been a little tough, but you know, sometimes this is the example of. I'll tell you right now, if I was sitting at my desk and I was working and I saw this, I would take nothing. There's no trade. There's just I've no interest in taking any of this at all, to be honest. I know I took a fun stab at the trade earlier on, but yeah, like nothing really looks good. And this is just sometimes you just gotta know when to like walk away and be like, hey, you know what? There's nothing good here. I'm just gonna save my liquidity and save my mental capital for a better trade setup. But overall, man, I mean, I would watch these areas. I think that the Globex and all-time high here will be quite a wall for us, and might even set up for a nice short trade on the NQ. Otherwise, I'd love to get a break and retest above 37.63 for longs is kind of my thought process. And then on gold here as well. I mean, we're still holding this channel, man. I mean, I'm still bearish on gold. Maybe we might get a retracement up before we make another move back down. Maybe we'll reject that 4498 area with the VWAP and the 200 EMA as like kind of like additional confluence. But yeah, that's just kind of my 2 cents on that. But yeah, I know some of you guys are probably asking like, oh, are you gonna do that full port thing that you did the other night? I mean, honestly, there's nothing. I could be sitting here forever if I do that right now. So I'm probably not gonna do that. But I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate all you guys for making the time from all around the world for tuning in here, man. It means a lot being able to watch the stream grow the way that it has. I will do my best to continue to provide my insights and my thought process around charts on the given time. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe and share this, by the way, guys. You guys know anyone who wants to learn trading, want to talk about trading, get them on here, get them on the stream, right? Ask them questions and chat with the gang. So anyways, I do appreciate it, guys. I am gonna sign off now though, because I'm pretty bagged anyways as it is right now. But I will see you guys tomorrow night. All right, you guys have a wonderful night, man. Take it easy.